The question comes up, was Apostle Peter married? Because Apostle Peter, according to Catholic teachings, is the first pope, and then a line of popes after him until today. And that, in fact, St. Peter was the leader of the church after Jesus died. And that during Peter's entire life, he conducted the affairs of the church and led the church as the pope. And it would be the idea of the Catholic Church that because he was never married, priests cannot marry. So let's look to Scripture and find out if this is true. I am in Matthew chapter 8, and I am reading to you verse 14. When Jesus came into Peter's house, he saw Peter's mother-in-law lying in bed with a fever. He touched her hand, and the fever left her, and she got up and began to wait on him. Peter had a mother-in-law. Have a mother-in-law, you have to be married. So, furthermore, not only did he have a mother-in-law, but it appears as though she may have lived there. She certainly was being attended to and there at the time that she was sick, probably living there day and night. And why that maybe not is near so common in our culture, where you have sometimes extended families living with you, depending on a lot of things, finances or what particular background you have. But in this time, because of financial reasons and just the culture, great extended families lived with each other. Aunts and uncles and grandparents and grandchildren all lived together under the same roof. So the idea that not only did Peter have a mother-in-law, Peter's mother-in-law actually lived there. So, in fact, Peter was married. In fact, many of the apostles were married, because Apostle Paul, if you remember the scripture, said, is it only myself and those that are around him that go on our missionary journeys and we can't take our wives? No, the apostles, including Apostle Peter, were married. Maybe not all of them, but most of them. Just like everybody, not everybody, but marriage is so common today. So this kind of thinking is wrong thinking. And as Catholics, we are to follow the traditions of Apostle Peter. That's our heritage as Catholics. We're the universal church. Frankly, we're the only church, really. Many of these churches have gone off and gone their own way, and they think they're better than we are, and they get involved in all their own sins. And we'll take you back. Catholic Church doesn't mind. Wouldn't take it personal. Come home. When you're ready, come home. In our own church, here in the Roman Catholic Church, we need to make changes. We need to get rid of these traditions that came in over the generations, over the millennium, that changed that first century teaching. First century teaching simply was not the popes could not be married and priests could not be married. Simply was not there, because they were all married. And in fact, let me just say it again, according to first century Roman Catholic Church teachings, popes and priests were married and may continue to be married in today's time. And that is correct teachings of the first century church of the Roman Catholic Church.